What's up? Today I've got a review of Flying Goat coffee, and this is a Kenya Kabiruini AA. I know I butchered that, and I'm sorry. The region is the Nyeri region, and the producers are the Mathira North Farmers Co-operative Society. Cultivars are SL28, SL34, and Riru 11. Processing method, fully washed. And flavor notes are cassis, I don't know what that is, bright, and silky. So, Flying Goat is from Healdsburg, California, as you can see on the front here. And I like this coffee. I thought it was very balanced in terms of brightness and darkness. So the darker notes I was picking up were earthy. I wouldn't say it was nutty or chocolatey like I'm accustomed to in seemingly every coffee I drink. Might have to do with my really weak palate, but it was dark up front most of the time and then bright at the finish. And in my experience, at least with Kenyan coffees, it's bright up front and then dark at the finish. So this was kind of flip-flop for me. And I mostly brewed through the Kalita Wave, but this last cup I brewed right here was with the AeroPress. And I found that it did really well with coarser settings. It's really an easy one to over extract, particularly because of those darker notes. I mean, you can easily bring out bitterness in this, but I thought that once I dialed it into a coarser setting, things worked great. So what you need to know about Kenyan coffees, the AA here is basically a grade, and all Kenyan coffees are graded based on mostly their size, but the size kind of correlates with the quality, and that's kind of going out the window a little bit. People are starting to realize that size doesn't necessarily matter. So an AA is basically the largest beans from a particular lot, and that is the case here. So in turn, these are the most expensive Kenyan beans out there. So as far as tasting notes go, I can't really tell you the specifics about what I was picking up, but there was a nice brightness that came at the end of it, especially as it cooled down. There were more and more berry notes that I was picking up on, although I couldn't tell you what the specifics were. It wasn't like a citrusy brightness, it was definitely more of a berry brightness, but I wouldn't describe it as sweet. It was very, very strong though. As far as the darker tasting notes, I would say, as I already mentioned, it was more of an earthiness to it than chocolate nuttiness. So earthy tobacco up front, followed by a bright berry finish. So if those are the kind of tasting notes you're after, then this is definitely a coffee for you. It wasn't like the other Kenya AA I had last year from Case, in that it started dark and then finished bright. That one was pretty much solid sweet raspberry and totally different. And I'm not saying that this wasn't good. It was definitely a really balanced coffee. Enjoyable pretty much any time of day, but at the same time, this isn't going to be the sweetest coffee that you're ever gonna try. So if you're into stuff that has maybe those more earthy notes but also has elements of berry in it, then this is a good coffee for you. So once again, that's Flying Goat Coffee, and they're out of Healdsburg, California, and that is the Kenya Kabiruini AA. So if you like this review, please give me a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, comment, let me know what you didn't like, and I'll try and improve it for next time. And that's a wrap.